James Cagney was Hollywood's ultimate tough guy, but behind the fame, he carried a dark secret that no one saw coming. When the truth finally emerged, it didn't just shock fans, it shook Hollywood to its very core. Asterisk, asterisk, James Cagney. One of the most iconic figures in Hollywood's golden age was more than just the tough guy on screen. Known for his fast-talking charm, fiery personality, and unforgettable performances in films like The Public Enemy and Yankee Doodle Dandy, Cagney became the very definition of a star. But behind the lights, the fame and the accolades, there was a darker side to his life, one that Hollywood worked hard to conceal. And one that, once revealed, shocked the entire industry to its core. This isn't just the story of an actor, it's the story of a man who carried secrets so heavy that they reshaped his career, his relationships, and his legacy. Born in 1899 in New York City, James Cagney grew up in a tough neighborhood where survival meant fighting, hustling, and outsmarting the streets. That rough upbringing shaped the hard-edged persona audiences loved. But while his on-screen gangster roles felt authentic, they were rooted in personal experiences he rarely discussed. Beneath the fame, Cagney carried scars from a childhood riddled with poverty, violence, and emotional turmoil. These struggles gave him an unmatched intensity on screen, but also fueled a private darkness that would eventually spill into public view. By the time Cagney became one of Hollywood's biggest stars, he was living under constant pressure. Known for fighting back against the studio system, he clashed frequently with Warner Brothers, demanding fair pay and creative freedom at a time when actors were often treated like property. This defiance earned him both admiration and enemies. But the real shock came when whispers of his personal life began to circulate, rumors of battles with depression, isolation, and a secret he kept hidden for decades. For a man seen as larger than life, the revelation of such vulnerability stunned Hollywood insiders who had only ever known Cagney as the unshakable tough guy. The biggest bombshell, however, came later in his career. Away from the cameras, Cagney was plagued by inner demons and a growing disillusionment with fame itself. He longed for a quieter life, one far from the flashing cameras and fabricated glamour of Hollywood. But walking away wasn't easy, especially when the world saw him as invincible. When details of his struggles leaked, suggesting he had been hiding not only personal pain, but also conflicts that nearly destroyed his career, the carefully crafted image of James Cagney began to crack. Hollywood had sold him as the ultimate tough guy, but the truth was far more complicated and far more human. Friends and family later revealed that Cagney's darkest secret was his battle with loneliness and the toll that the industry took on his mental health. While audiences saw an untouchable star, he was privately wrestling with pressures no one could imagine. His departure from Hollywood was not just a career choice, it was an escape. For Cagney, fame had become a prison, and the only way to save himself was to walk away from the very thing that made him a legend. Even now, decades after his passing, James Cagney's life continues to fascinate. The shocking truth about his struggles reveals not just the man behind the roles, but the price of stardom in an unforgiving industry. His story is a reminder that Hollywood's brightest lights often cast the darkest shadows, and that even the most powerful legends carry secrets that can shake an entire world once exposed.